Hey everyone, welcome back to the Millennial Min channel. I'm Josh.
I'm Noah.
I'm Shmo.
And we are back with our second ever album review. We are reviewing, I guess it's not really an album, but yeah, basically album review. I Love from I-DLE. It's their EP, just dropped in the last week. And yeah, we're just going to kind of get into it, give our thoughts, give our take, opinions, favorites.
I think Shmo's got something big over there.
Well, I kind of want to start by just like talking about what we thought about the songs, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
I'll do my big reveal. So the first song was Nude.
Burlesque.
Ooh. Give me all the instruments. I thought that song was overall really empowering, and I think it's a really good song to have on the, like, it's a good way to start off the album, because you kind of just hit it harder off the bat, pretty much.
Yeah, I think it touched a lot on like the over-sexualization of female figures in media. Like starting off from like the 20s, right? They have a lot like the flappers, they have like the burlesque era. They show like Marilyn Monroe, all of like those really the first look into what we perceive as like a female superstar, right? And it shows like how they are expected to be, and even in today, and how that like has still carried on throughout until even 2020, 2022.
Oh, there you go.
See that?
You just be doing this.
Crazy. I think it's really interesting how they did it. I think they did it really well, especially starting with like the whole flappers and like the burlesque and like that era.
Transitioning into like social media and pictures and
The live streams
and stuff like that.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then from there we go to Love.
Happens.
You was out yourself.
I definitely liked how they put the song on this album because not a lot of songs, at least from what we've listened to, are like this, where they actually go into, no, it's actually okay not to be in it because they want to fall in love with themselves.
It's a really nice, refreshing, like positive outlook on a breakup, and it's like it's an ability to find yourself and be happy with who you are, rather than looking for some type of like outward influence on your happiness, which I thought was really cool because I don't think I see that. Like you're saying, it's not very common.
Yeah. The next was Change. It's more of a casual song, it seems like.
Oh, that was so fast.
Run it through Grammarly.
All right.
Quickly
Well,
check
I
out
guess we'll
special intuition of
We're just
Grammarly.
gonna look at.
Change was talking more about how they get a realization once they hit their dream about how like things are never going to be constant. Like they're not happy all the time and stuff like they were expecting. So that really made an impact to them, and they had to realize that, and they had to find that out, that like just because we're up here and we're famous and we're loved and stuff like that, like we're still gonna have bad days, we're still gonna be upset and feel lost at times and things like that. Yeah.
I think it gives insight too from like their viewpoint on everything, especially like the tears and pain I've never shown. It's like something you don't see as like a fan. Like it's just not something you think about.
Vulnerability perspective.
Tears and pain are things that never show.
They're basically saying it's not worth me being open and honest and vulnerable at the expense of, you know, whatever may come from that as a backlash.
Yeah, I totally agree. Reset. That's how you're editing it? Oh, God! It's a song that's convincing themselves that, hey, yeah, it's best to be alone right now. By the way the song ends, it appears that the convincing did not work out as they were hoping. Yeah.
There it is. That I like the switch and that dynamic too. 'Cause in the beginning, it's like a positive, like, hey, I can go see these people, I can do this, I can do that. Then, like, as the song goes, you kind of see the needle move from like, oh no, but this is a good thing. Like, this is a good thing. To slowly like, well, you know, it's kind of hard. Then all of a sudden, it's like, I love you. Hey,
Hey, I should have never said
I'm
that
not
shit.
ready,
Like,
yeah, I'm not ready.
The last 2 minutes, I lied.
That's all
Yeah.
I lied. It's not true.
But next we got Sculpture.
Oh, yuck.
What a rough line. I feel like I pegged this one pretty quickly. Oh, I get it. And it's like the idea that you are being sculpted into this perfect image for someone else, at the cost of your own like physical and mental well-being.
This was a disgusting song.
At the cost of losing parts of yourselves, inflicting your pain to make yourself to make someone else happy. Like I'll be smiling through while was it like the tightening my dress and like different things like that. It's all just playing into the idea of like you just being like this, like almost like a sculpture for someone else.
It's literally like losing yourself because you're so in love with your partner. So like you're saying, I'll smile through when I tighten my dress. I didn't like the haircut. I don't really think I ever want to go short again unless you want me to. Well, I think someone's a pretty good person, but if you don't, I won't doubt it, so I'll stay away from them.
Rather lose themselves than lose them.
Even that specific line of like I'd rather lose me than lose you is heavy.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I was disgusted by that. I was like,
okay, hold on. I remember. If you haven't checked out the reaction, go check it out. But we even went back and we were like, we stopped specifically at that tone point, and they were like, this line was the one where it's like whoa. The whole song is pretty intense, but like that specific line of putting it all out there and even being fully vulnerable, like yeah.
And the last one, Dark, X-Files.
Yo, what the hell?
If you haven't checked out the video, but Shmo hit it on the head. It's lust. It is absolute lust. It is the instinctual, okay, let's just go and see what happens tonight. And just saying no to nothing and then hiding the evidence.
And I think it all starts off with that, like just like one smoke, right?
Yep.
And then it's like I can see like the visual is so clear in my head of like two people like on like a bed or on a couch, like they smoke a joint, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, let's just see where this night takes us.
Exactly.
Close the door.
And I think they do a really good job of painting that picture in that song of like, hey, want to take a puff of my joint, whatever. And then it becomes like
Hide the files.
Rooms locked. Like
No evidence.
No evidence. This night is based off instinct. The chorus the whole time is like, but we have to keep this on the low. Like delete the evidence. This didn't happen. Da da da. And the overall that song is like, it's very gloomy. Like the visualization.
Even the beat.
Yeah, the visualization in my head was like a gloomy night. It was like you know,
dark.
you know what I mean? And like,
Exactly what it's called.
It
Yeah,
makes total sense.
So, but obviously this is a project, and we love to overanalyze and see if we could be the smartest fucks in the room. So we have some theories about the project as a whole, as a collective unit. Shmo, do you want to take that away first?
Yeah. So if you haven't watched our Blackpink album review, you should watch it because we kind of do the same thing. And we in that one
right here.
we found a timeline of events that was broken down from the songs. Yeah. It went from top to bottom.
Yeah.
This timeline is the opposite. It goes from bottom to top. So
He does not agree with you.
That's okay. That's okay. Do yours.
Dark.
Okay.
One night stand, gloomy theme based on instinct. Imagine they stay together and instantly you go to sculpture, which is I've been with this person. I love my partner so much. Now I'm self-sacrificing because I love this person. That goes straight into reset, where it's like, this isn't healthy for me. I have to walk away, but I still love you. Which then directly goes into change, where you're like, I've broken up with this person and I have to make myself happy with my fame, but I want to live the life like yesterday, where I was happy, because in that song it says love and fame are good enough. Just walked away from a relationship. Now maybe the fame isn't good enough. Which goes straight into love, where it's like, I don't need anybody else. I found myself. I don't need those societal standards, which then goes straight into Nude, which is empowering. I'm like, well, I'm on the topic of I love myself and I figured all this kind of stuff out. Screw you guys for over-sexualizing me and for making me feel worse about myself. And that's my timeline.
Noah disagrees.
I disagree. I like yours. I think it does work. It does fit.
Okay,
but I
talk
think
to me.
yours is a more hopeful timeline.
Okay, talk to me.
I think it's in the right
whoa.
order. I think it's in the right order. So
Yikes.
I think mine might be a little more.
Yours is way gloomier than mine.
I think mine might be a little more of a stretch, slightly. Okay, because the only song that the first song, Nude, Yes, I think very blatantly in your face, it's talking about like the social pressures of being a woman in that type of position and having that expectation being put upon you, even though you didn't even make that expectation, right? But in the interest of the EP, I think if you look under, that could be more of a discussion about the expectations that person you were in the relationship with had of you. And that person is upset because you're not fulfilling said expectations of being sexual, being like this glorified basically object and stuff like that. So they don't like that. So then you get to love, and then it talks about them breaking up because that didn't work out. So the person was upset because of Nude. Everything that was just talked about Nude. This person they were in a relationship with was upset. So they broke it off. Knowing that, they're like, okay, yeah, fine. So then they're like immediately out of that relationship, they're like, okay, perfect. Yeah, this is an opportunity for me to love myself, find myself. I think that's what it is. I love myself now. Like, I know what I am. I know what I'm about and all of that, right? And then they get into changes. They discuss about like, oh, this is like, I get to go hang out with my friends now more and things like that. Then you get into reset, which is them, like, this is now like a week from the breakup, because my belief when it comes to breakups is the initial part, everything seems like it's gonna be fine. Like, someone immediately after a breakup is completely fine, there's nothing wrong. It's not until like a couple weeks later do you start feeling shit like, damn, I miss this, damn, I miss that. So reset is they're hitting now their low point. They're regretting, they're trying to still convince themselves that this is the best way to do it, but by the end of the song they're like, no, I should have never left that person. This isn't working for me. And then you get to sculpture. Sculpture is them becoming what the person wanted them to be in Nude. They're allowing the control and the manipulation of them. They're wearing those dresses that are tighter. They're doing their hair exactly how that person wants to do. They're acting and hanging out with the people that person wants them to do. So they completely start leaving themselves, taking away themselves in the interest of being with this person because they knew from reset they couldn't fucking do it. Then dark is the rock bottom of that situation. You are so obsessed with being with this person and being loved by this person that you hit the lust stage because you have completely lost yourself because of Sculpture, the song before. This is where they completely lose themselves and they now start doing things because they are so obsessed with this idea of being in love with this person that they're willing to do anything to make it still a thing. Yeah.
This is a lot more gruesome
Mine's
than mine.
dark. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in humans when it comes to like...
only... I think I almost want to say I think your theory is correct, but it's not... I'll take a puff of your joint. It's to take a puff of my joint.
Yeah, because they lost themselves. They're now the person that they think that person wants. The sexualized, the dark, the bad girl, bad woman. Exactly what they wanted. I do like yours because it's just happier.
It's a nicer flow.
It's just happier, and that's not uncommon. Like, albums have been put in reverse before. Like they totally have. And like that's not an uncommon theme for albums to do. Like, that is very normal. So like I could totally see it being in reverse. Maybe it's supposed to be an album where it could be flipped. Because, like,
basically,
for instance, Kendrick Lamar's Damn album can be played in reverse, and it has a completely different story from what it's playing. And,
so cool.
and he even released the reversed version of the album because it fits so well. And that's what he meant to do. Maybe they meant to do that in an aspect where you could see it could go one or two ways from a breakup. It could go one or two ways. Either this is leading up to the breakup, and they could see where the issues started happening, or it goes from a breakup going back together because they get so desperate.
It's interesting because I kind of been thinking about it as like a cycle. It's like a mix of both of yours. How it kind of like they flow into each other.
It's a vicious cycle,
like
right?
the X-Files is like the sexualization, that lustful idea, right into the sexualization of the first song,
Nude,
and
yeah.
it's like hyper sexualized. Like, the ideal, like the media portrayal of like an ideal woman figure in,
Right.
in like popular media, right? And that's how I kind of took it. So it's like I'm like the in between of you two almost.
And I think that the good thing about it, a good thing about an EP or album, whatever it may be like this, is it has the ability to relate to multiple people based on what you get out of the album.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
damn, you go from top to bottom,
Yeah.
right? From people who hear that story, they say one thing, they think one thing. You listen to the reverse, where it's the same exact song, just playing a different story, and those people think, no, that's the correct.
Yeah.
But like, there is no correct.
It's interpretation,
right?
basically.
And I think that's
it's your
the most,
output on life.
That's the best
Yeah.
kind of album you can have,
Yeah.
right? Is if you're trying to use the album to tell a story. Yeah, it's cool to take people from A to B or A to Z, but it's also cool to be like, these are the events, these are the whatever order you kind of connect with the most, or whatever you, I guess, even enjoy the most. It's up to your interpretation. So I don't know if there's a concrete, like I feel like for our Blackpink one that we did, that one had a concrete story, like a concrete
totally,
start to
it
finish.
was for sure that
Right,
direction.
like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
scripted to go from point A to point Z. This one, I don't feel like there is a specific start and a finish point. I feel like it's up to your interpretation.
Yeah.
If there's even a story, it totally could not be.
Yeah, it could just be like various songs about love and heartbreak and
even
lust
those can connect to people who are currently feeling those or whatever, have felt them before, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and there were some points that we thought that it might not necessarily be a specific person. It could be like the fans,
Yeah.
or like other people's like perception.
Yeah,
Not
overall
fans, or, like,
societal
haters. It could be,
pressures,
like,
yeah.
it could be, like, a ton of things.
Yeah.
Like there are definitely aspects that you could take this album in many different views.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Vague connections can be made for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we're real quick before we close out, top 2-3 songs or favorite song of the album.
I liked Nude probably the most. Like I'd most likely, out of all the songs, I'm most likely to play it again more than like a few times, right? Like I'll probably play this like several times.
Yeah.
I'm likely to also play Dark again. I really liked the beat, the undertones, all that. I think Sculpture was good, but I probably wouldn't play it too much
Yeah.
because it's kind of sad. It's kind of
Yeah.
sad.
I think Dark is my number one because I kind of like the
Grit.
gloomy,
Yeah.
gritty,
Yeah.
like sink your teeth into it kind of thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, and it's also a
yeah.
completely different vibe from the rest of the album.
It is.
Yeah.
Right, like it's in your face, but it's not really like a positive, empowering poppy in your face. It's like raw kind
Yeah.
of. So I really like that one. And then I would say Nude is also my second one, especially because the music video, I think for me plays a difference because while I like all the other songs in the album too, having a music video to associate it with and like see those visuals of like the burlesque roaring 20s, and then you can have that middle period, and then you can have like nowadays, like I like that, being able to like actually see that comparatively to having to visualize in my head. So I would say those two, but Dark is one and then Nude to be second.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I think Sculpture is my favorite. But I'm also
It's
you guys
heavy.
know this. I like songs that like force an emotion. Like it triggers an emotion in me. Those are like my favorite types of songs. So Sculpture really makes me fucking pissed. So like I think it's my favorite song on the album. And then I think it's Dark, and then I think it's Nude for me. Yeah,
So
I
we all
think
have, like, the
all
same-
same 3, just probably different
orders.
different number ones. Yeah. Well, besides that, hope you guys like this. Until next time, peace.